Hey guys, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm just chilling inside my truck. I'm on my 34-hour break, and I'm somewhere in Indianapolis hanging out until my clock starts over. And so, didn't feel like taking a nap. I was trying to watch a couple of YouTube videos, but nothing was really holding my attention. And I was thinking that it's been a little minute since I made a video for you guys. I've been busy, guys, just driving all around the country and just kind of trying to focus on what I'm doing. One of the things that's been on my mind a lot lately is the future. My future, particularly. And what I want to do. I'm feeling some kind of way. I'm feeling multiple kinds of ways right now. And I can't really say for sure, for certain, what exactly it is in detail. But I think just kind of trying to sum it all up in a nutshell, I think I'm getting restless. I'm getting restless about the future. I'm getting restless about the present. I'm ready. I'm ready to make some moves, guys. I'm ready to do some things. I'm ready. My situation isn't ready, though. And that's the thing that just kind of... I've got some decisions to make. Trying to figure out how to bring some things into fruition. And I'm wrestling with what to do. I went back to work and I got into trucking because the plan was that this was going to help fuel my plans for the future. It was going to kind of fast track it, help me achieve my goals a lot sooner. And although I haven't lost I can't even say that's necessarily true. I still enjoy trucking to some degree. But I'm getting restless even in that. I'm really feeling like this is going to be a shorter journey than originally planned. I enjoy driving a truck. I enjoy being a female truck driver. I enjoy traveling to new places, seeing new sights, meeting new people, trying new foods. I enjoy all of that aspect of truck driving. There are some parts that I don't enjoy about truck driving, and I've tried to fill you guys in, those of you who might be considering getting into trucking, thinking about becoming a truck driver. I've tried to fill you in on some of the things that you need to consider. And some of those things, in my opinion, kind of suck the joy out of being a truck driver, driving trucks. It's a lot of rules and regulations. It's a lot of restrictions with DOT, going through different states, having to have your tandems in the right position, and, having to have different forms of registration and stickers and this and that, keeping your truck and trailer in tip-top condition just in case you get pulled over by a DOT officer. You want to pass those inspections, and then all the office politics, all of the logistics side of things that kind of wants to micromanage your movements, your activities, how you run your clock, and when you take your breaks or for how long, that kind of thing. And I understand why some folks choose to become owner operators, because they are freed in a sense from some of that. But then that has its own responsibilities. It has its own headaches. It's more financial on you. The maintenance, the licenses and insurances and the stickers and the this and the that, all that DOT stuff. It's a lot of money up front. The cost of your truck, the fuel, all of that stuff is on you when you become an owner operator, plus trying to get leads, get work, dealing with brokers and all of that kind of stuff. So that's a whole nother side of trucking that you have to deal with as a truck driver. So on both ends, company driver or a owner operator, you have things that you have to deal with in this industry, and everything isn't always pleasant, and some things just seem very unnecessary. It just, like I say, some things just kind of sap the joy out of driving. Those things I could definitely do without. But taking all of that into consideration, and taking into consideration my plans for the future, which may possibly change. That's another thing that's kind of been weighing heavy on my mind. What to do, what direction to go in. I still want to do this nomadic thing. I still want to live off grid. I still want to do the whole bus conversion and traveling in my bus and living, on the road and all of that. I want to do that. That has not changed, and I will do that at some point. I can't say exactly when, but that will be a reality. However, things have drastically changed and are continuing to change here in the U.S. And I know in previous videos I've mentioned a desire to possibly leave the U.S. to move to another country. That has been something that has been big, weighing on me as of late. It's a thought that is growing. is becoming huge in my head, in my thoughts, in my desires. With everything that's going on in the world, I don't know. I don't feel like this is the best place to be. Don't feel like it's the best place to be. Now, I've mentioned before that I am a bit of a conspiracy theorist. So there's a lot of things that I'm aware of. There's a lot of things that I have knowledge of that are going on behind the scenes, that are developing every day, you know. And yeah, I don't see this getting any better. I don't see this getting any better. Not even after 4 years. I don't see it getting any better. I see the decline. And so if ever I was going to get out of here, I think now, or as soon as possible, would be ideal. But then that poses a whole nother set of challenges or questions or things that need to be resolved, because I still have this house that I'm in the process of trying to get out of. I still have these storage units and everything that's in them. And then I would need to know where I'm going. There's so many options. There's so many options. But even with all of the options, one thing that takes precedence for me is that I still want to live nomadically. No matter what country I'm in, I still want to live nomadically. And if not in this bus, the bus that I have, in a vehicle that I purchase and convert while I'm there, I'll leave the bus here, still going to convert it, so that when I come back to visit, I don't have to stay in a hotel. I don't need to rent a car. My bus is here, and I could stay and travel around the U.S. when I'm here. Yeah. But finding that initial place, I want to visit all of the countries that I've been researching. Eventually, I want to get to all of them. Do I want to live in all of them? Not necessarily. But I do want to get to each one of them and spend time in them. But that first initial move is what I'm questioning, is what I need to know. Where do I go? I don't even have a passport. I still need to get that as soon as possible, because I have a very strong feeling that travel outside the U.S. is going to be limited. They're going to try to limit travel outside the U.S. And there's already countries that are refusing Americans now. They don't want any Americans coming to their country for tourism, for work, for anything. They don't want any Americans coming to their country. So yeah, I need to, as soon as I can, work on getting my passport, so that if and when travel is restricted or banned or whatever, I'll already be gone. I'll already be gone. I will be in the wind. Yeah. So yeah, lot of things going through my mind as of late. You know, one of the reasons why I pursued getting a CDL is because I had plans to do something else with that CDL. Like I said, trucking was, I didn't get into this to make it a career. I had no intentions from the very beginning to be in this for a long period of time. Initially, I was thinking 2 or 3 years max. But then when the company introduced this ESOP program, and basically offered us free money for our tenure with this company. But the catch is you have to be here a minimum of 6 years in order to be fully vested, 100% vested in this program, where you get 100% of the money from your shares when you leave the company, whether you leave on your own or the company releases you or whatever. Now, they do pay you something after so many years, under that 6-year period. If you're here for 2 years, they give you 20%. If you're here for 4 years, they give you 40%. And so at that 6-year marker is when you're 100% vested. And if you leave the company anytime after that, then they will buy your shares back and you will get 100% of the value of your shares. So I thought I would stick around, or try to stick around, for those 6 years just to get that extra money. I mean, it's free money. I'm not paying into this program. This is something that the company has completely done on their own for each of their drivers. Again, they want us to believe or feel like we are part owners in the company. So they've given us a percentage of the company through the stock program. And so, yeah, I thought I was trying to stick around for 6 years, but I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it. And again, it's not trucking. It's not driving the truck. I enjoy driving the truck. I have no issues with driving the truck. It's everything else. It's everything else. Plus added now that I'm feeling a pull to escape this country. Yeah. So I don't think I'm gonna be here for 6 years. I don't think I'm gonna be with this company. I don't think I'm gonna be in trucking. And I don't think I'm gonna be in this country for another 5 years, because I've already been here for a year. Almost a year and a half. Yeah, but like I said, there's that burden of what do you do? What do you do? Because it seems like an overwhelming task at times to try to make that happen, you know, because I've got so much invested here. And when I say here, I don't mean this company. I mean this country, this land that I grew up on. So much invested here. And yet, I'm ready to walk away from all of it. You can have it. But I can't do that. I can't do that. That's the problem. Had I known even 10 years ago, I would have been preparing for this. I would have started selling off stuff. Well, I was selling stuff. I was selling stuff for somebody else, but I would have, I want to say I wouldn't have even gotten into that venture, but knowing me, I probably would have. But I probably would have handled that differently. Probably not committed to the point that I did and have. And so then I don't have the burden of all of this stuff, all of this stuff. The financial investments, the material products, plus my own stuff from my lifestyle of living here in the U.S. All the stuff that I've accumulated over the years. Yeah. And like I say, the stuff is valuable. None of it is garbage. So I can't just pitch it into a dumpster or put a free sign on my front lawn and say, everybody come and get it. That, I think, would be foolish. It would be foolish, because I know how much I paid for some things, and I know the value of other things that I've inherited through different means, different people. And I do enjoy that whole buy and sell business. I enjoy finding special little things, interesting little things, and selling them, making a profit from them. I enjoy finding damaged or discarded pieces by the roadside or by somebody's garbage can or in a dumpster or whatever that I could repair, that I could transform, that I could, make new and make a profit off of. I enjoy that aspect. And so the plan was that was going to additionally add to my resources for being able to live a nomadic life indefinitely on the road, traveling from state to state, and now possibly very greatly out of the country and in another country. So that was going to be part of my nest egg, part of my financial means in order to live the lifestyle that I want to live. Yeah. Wherever I choose to go, I still want to live nomadically. I still don't want to connect to anybody's system. And that is a top priority when it comes to making a decision on where I'm going. A friend of mine who is a fellow YouTuber, I've spoken about her before. She was the young lady who inspired me to get into trucking. She's ex-military. She got her CDL, and she was driving a tanker truck for a while. And then she left and she decided to do something else. And so life started lifing, and she got to the place where she was ready to pull up stakes and leave this country, and she did. She and her daughter moved down to Costa Rica and she's loving it. She is absolutely loving it, and she's like, I wish I had done this years ago. And ironically, she's not the only one that I know personally that have moved out of this country. Even before all the nonsense that's happening now in the country, I know other people that left the U.S., and the sentiment is the same. The sentiment is the same. Different people under different circumstances living in different countries, but every last one of them say the exact same thing, that they've never experienced the kind of freedom that they have now living in these other countries. They don't have to worry about people staring at them, watching all of their activities, following them through stores, making derogatory comments. Yeah. Freedom. Freedom. They talk about the huge difference in the cost of living. How robbed they realized they were being while they were here in the U.S. They all talk about how peaceful. Some of them have expressed that they had to decompress after leaving here, going to another country. It was like, the term, it feels like a weight was lifted off of me. Yeah, that's exactly what they expressed. But literally a weight they feel has been lifted off of them leaving this country. A weight of, like I say, discrimination and racism, just having freedom from that aspect. Able to walk the streets and feel like you're just another human being. You're just one of the people that is there. You're not looked at as different or an oddball out or the black sheep, literally and figuratively. And the weight being lifted in the sense of financial freedom, not having to pay all of these taxes, pay all of these fees, pay all of these tolls, pay all of these extravagant rental prices, or the cost of a home or an apartment or a condo in these other countries is a lot of times half the price, sometimes even lower than that. Freedom as far as being healthier. The foods that they eat there are so much healthier. The foods that they're growing there are so much healthier. What we call organic here isn't organic. They know, they've experienced what true organic fruits and vegetables taste like. True organic eggs and meat, not this highly processed, packed with sugar and chemicals that we've got here in the U.S. Most of the food that we have here are banned in these other countries, but we have the FDA and the CDC who say these things they're legitimate for human consumption here in the U.S. Wonder why that is. Yeah. Yeah, they feel a weight lifted off of them in the sense of community. Community where they live. Here, people barely speak to each other. You got people walking around with their noses in the air because I'm so sedity, I'm so stuck up, I'm rich, I've got money, you're a peasant kind of thing, or you're brown, I'm whatever. Yeah, you're beneath me kind of mentality. Even in people's families. I was talking with another truck driver friend of mine not too long ago, and he made the comment that he noticed as he's driving up and down these streets, going through little towns, that he doesn't even see kids outside playing anymore. What happened to kids going outside to play? What happened to families sitting around the dinner table having a conversation instead of everybody going to their individual rooms, or sitting in front of a computer or a TV and letting that entertain them rather than getting to connect with and build stronger bonds with the people that you live with in the same house. Yeah, so they've been able to make friends, make new friends, and build relationships and have community. They've got strangers, their neighbors, bringing them stuff, giving them stuff, helping them with things. Where here, if somebody's going to help you, 9 times out of 10, they're looking for something in return here. They're looking for some kind of favor or handout or some kind of exorbitant amount of money for their services. In these other countries, people give freely. They see you are in need, and if they have the resources or the skills, the abilities to help you, they just do it. That's how life should be. That's how people should be on a regular basis. But when you live in this selfish little me, I, my world, you can't see beyond your nose. You can't see beyond your bubble. Yeah. Yeah. So, as a matter of fact, I watched another YouTuber. Now, I don't know this person personally. I just found her and her husband's channel recently, like maybe a few weeks ago or a month ago. And they are a young couple that left the U.S. 8 years ago. But they recently had to take a trip back home because they had some family things going on that they needed to take care of. And so they were here, I think, probably 4 months before they went back home. And I was listening to the wife speak to the camera. She was talking about her experience being back home. And she said she cried. She cried the majority of the time that she was there, that she was back home. She also said that in that 4 months that they were home here, taking care of those family issues, they spent so much money. And it wasn't that they were buying, stuff to take back to the country that they're in. Just what it cost for them to stay here for those 4 months ate up a lot of their money compared to where they're living currently. To do the same things that they had to do here, I think they were staying in an Airbnb or something. Of course, they flew here You know, they had to get a rental car and some other things related to their family situation. But yeah, she talked about how much money they spent just being here for 4 months. 4 months of being in the U.S. wiped out a good portion of their savings that would have lasted them for years in the country that they're living in. So she says she cried. She cried the entire time she was here because she felt that weight. She felt the weight. She felt the burden. She experienced the stares and the snubs and the bias and all of these things. And it broke her heart. It broke her heart. She was so ready to go. So ready to go, I think she said, after the first week that she was here. But the things that they had to resolve here, unfortunately, took 4 months total time. And so she said she cried. She cried and she cried every day that she was here. And I get it. I get it. So, yeah. I'm trying to figure out, guys, how I could do this. Because I've got a lot on my plate. A lot. I don't share everything with you guys. Like I said, you know, some things have to remain private. Some things are personal. I share what I share with you guys because, again, I appreciate every one of you being here, tuning in, watching my videos, leaving comments, asking questions, all of that. I'm trying to connect with you guys. I want to have that kind of relationship with you guys. But some things are limited. Some things need to remain private. Some things, out of wisdom, I have to keep to myself. But I've got a lot on my plate. And I'm trying to figure out how I could do it all. What is it that I need to do in order to get out of here as soon as possible? But then, here's my other dilemma. And I haven't received an answer yet, but I'm praying about it. I'm praying about it. I haven't received an answer as to where I need to go, what country I need to move to, if that is the plan, if that is God's will for me to get out of this country. I'm really hoping that it is. I'm really, really hoping that it is. But if it isn't, that's the other thing I'm wrestling with, because I want to get out of here. My heart, my desire, my will is to leave this place ASAP. But then I wrestle with the thought of, well, if everybody leaves, or a good majority of us leave, because there are people exiting this place in masses. I don't know if you know that or you've noticed that, but there are a lot of people leaving the U.S. So I wrestle with the thought that if I leave, who's going to be here to continue to stand and fight for those who can't? Who's going to be here to speak for those who don't have a voice? Who's going to be here to help bring about change? Do I just run away? Do I just abandon all of this and move on with my life and establish what I wanted to establish here elsewhere? Or do I stay and try to help those that I can, that God puts in my path and allows me the opportunity to be a blessing to? I feel like, and this is just me, whatever God says, I'm gonna go with that. But I feel like my time and my resources would better that they would stretch further elsewhere. I think I'd have more to work with outside the U.S. because of the huge difference economically. And then my time would be my time there. I don't plan on working for anybody else. So I don't know, guys. It's a lot to think about, a lot to consider. It's a lot of loose ends that need to be cut off, that need to be tied up, that need to be, I don't know, severed. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I just was thinking, was feeling a little restless. I wasn't feeling like taking a nap. Yes, my body is tired. My back is hurting right now. And I really could lay down. I'm probably going to, and very shortly. But I'm feeling restless all at the same time because I don't like to waste time. And I feel like I've got so much to do and such little time to do it in. And while I'm in this truck, I can't get much accomplished. I can't get much done. I can't address some of the things that I need to address because I'm on the road and I'm in this truck. And so those things have got me a little restless. Now, mind you, I don't have any problem sleeping. Sleep has never been an issue of mine all my life. I can sleep anywhere, anytime, on anything. So it's not that I can't sleep. I could if I really wanted to. But I got stuff on my mind. And that's got me restless, so I don't want to go to sleep. And then this is the first day of my 34. I usually try to stay up as long as possible that first day because I'm so used to having to go to bed early so I can get up early and hit the road. Well, I don't have to do that today. So I don't want to waste the day by laying around doing nothing, sleeping all day. Now, if my body really, really, really needed it, then I would. But I'm okay. I actually have more energy than I thought I would. And I think that's mostly because my mind is going. But anyway, like I said, this video didn't have a particular subject matter. We weren't focusing on anything particular, just sharing some of my thoughts, sharing with you guys where I'm at, and some of the things that I may possibly do in the very near future. So anyway, guys, I will keep you abreast of any new developments. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Alright, guys, I'm not going to keep you any longer, just rambling on. You guys have a great day. Stay well. Be blessed. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section. I do look at every comment and every question that you guys leave me, and I do answer them. So don't hesitate. If you have some input, some advice, some strategies for me that you think might help, let me know. Alright, guys, I will catch you in the next video. You guys be good. I'll see you soon. Bye.